to everybody. It's a Wednesday evening, and as you guys are saying, it's your favorite time of the week. It's time we talk about Flames of War. It's time we rattle about a lot of things in our hobby. And joining me tonight are two of my dear good friends, Mikhail and Christian. Uh, say hello, guys. Everybody's watching you.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to Sauron, Patrick, and everybody else who's going to watch us tonight. Basically, tonight, Lude went for some bolt action games,
Mm.
and we're really looking forward to get some information on how it went for him with those games, and see if he has anything to share with us. Like probably he will want to add some bolt action moments to our show, and that's pretty much a good idea. I encourage everybody trying out new things. For tonight, for today, we're going to talk about various things. Um, we talked two episodes ago, I think. We set to talk at a point about 3D printing and about building your own tables at home and building terrain and building your armies by yourself. And this started maybe in the beginning because for me, for example, I wanted to create my own table, and for other people, I think they wanted to create their own toys, to have their own patine, let's say, um, to the models they are playing with. For me, for example, I struggle a lot in the beginning with coping with the price of models, especially those at Battlefront. Battlefront used to do resin and metal back then, and they used to be unique just because of that. I mean, I'm not talking about, for example, replacing Battlefront plastics with Zvezda plastics, which actually happened in my gamer life, let's say, when I had to build armies that I just wanted to test out. So I needed models just to be on the table and represent whatever army I wanted to play. But then for the ETC or for tournaments, I would invest in some higher quality models. And basically, at a point, I was just looking for a way to minimize the price and try to get as many models to proxy, let's say, or to use not as my real army, but to have that them on the table. And I was ready to start some 3D printing, um, and oh, is it? We have 100 subs.
Yay.
Hey,
Congratulations.
And you made
exactly.
a promise to.
Exactly. We have 100 subs. Oh my God. When did it happen? This is like, hello, newsflash for me. I should check out my channel like more often, I
Every now
think.
and again, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's very, very nice. Very nice. Thank you, guys. Really unexpected, let's say, but very nice. Good. So, getting back to what I was saying, you've suddenly seen an increase in my joyness and in my will of life. My dear good friend Michael showed us in the backstage of our show some of his accomplishments with 3D printing and with what he's doing. So now me and Christian are going to see and pick his brains of how he started his 3D printing adventure. So, Mikhail, how did you start this thing? I mean, what made you go into 3D printing? I tried, for example, I was going and I was going to try and make models out of, just put them in a, create a model, put
Mhm.
them and create a cast, and then inside the cast just pour in some I don't know, resin or stuff like that, and let it harden, and then
Mhm.
have something similar to the model I wanted to have on the table, but just to have as a proxy, let's say, first. So how did it start for you, or what made you go into 3D printing?
I think before I actually 3D printed anything, I was actually casting models as well. I mean, I didn't start with what you would call just a thought experiment. I actually like tinkering with things. So I did actually cast some models, but it was really time consuming. It's the failure rate was really high, and then I didn't do anything about this for a good couple of years or maybe more. And there came a time, in my life, like half a year ago, where I got over some bumps in my personal life in terms of finance, and I said, okay, since I'm over the hump now, I can maybe invest in something else. And I really wanted to create some unique tables at the very beginning. I was really inspired by Sean Morris's work. I don't know if you know the guy, yeah.
The
Yeah,
terrain guy, from Canada.
And this guy was making really top quality terrain, maybe not so playable as we would want to have it. Yeah, that's another story. But from the looks of it, it was just perfect. And I wanted to go one step more. So I wanted to create very good looking terrain, plus make it playable as well. And I had a look into the possible offers from all the vendors and manufacturers of the models, and I really had a hard time putting together a list of things I would want to have. And I decided, okay, there's this. I've seen some ads. I've seen some people actually post some pictures of the minis they have 3D printed, and to me, it looked like the quality of the whole process really increased. And then I got into, everybody I think remembers the 3D printing as all these models with these staircase type of
look, yeah.
of look, and of the let's say quality faults, quality misbehavior, and everybody was thinking, okay, this is not how I want my tanks to look, for example. Yeah. And I had the same issue. I mean, I didn't want anything that would go below my really high quality requirements, but I bumped into commercials and pictures of people posting resin prints, and these really struck me as perfect quality. In some cases, there were some worse ones, but I just had a look. I just browsed for possible printers that I could purchase, and it turned out that I think the resin printer I bought, it was secondhand, and I bought it for like 150 euro, which was really cheap compared to the price of the models. The resin was not that expensive as well. I think it's about, let me think, 25 euro or something. So not so bad. Between 25 and 30, I would say.
You have to tell us how many models you can make with 20 euros worth of resin.
Yeah, if you take a Battlefront army, I think you can make a whole army out of one bottle. So that's pretty much how efficient it is. Yeah.
Russian army or German army?
Yeah. Okay. let's put a big red line in here. Yeah, Russian army, maybe 2 bottles. But a typical army that you normally field, it's probably just 1 bottle. So for a price of, let's say, 175 euro, excluding any teaching or learning material, yeah, you have to first learn the process, and that would consume. You have to assume 1 bottle. So for 200 euro, you can print your whole army, pretty much, which is on its own. I think it's already paying off the cost of the printer.
Yeah.
Again, but in connection to what you're saying, Michael, it takes a lot of time. You talked about behind the scenes that you fiddled a lot with it and took your time getting to know the technology. And I think this is very keen in our hobby, no matter what aspect we're talking, whether it's being playing or painting or modeling or whatever. Take your time, because for instance, in our local club, we also have youngsters, below 18.
Mhm.
And sometimes they see us older guys sitting there in the painting area of the club,
Mhm.
and they walk up and say, how can you do that? Especially
Mhm.
one of my friends, he's been in the White Wolf magazine in Warhammer and stuff.
Mhm.
He's very good at painting, and he taught me how to use an airbrush and so on and so forth. And
Right.
the dedication needed to become good at something is very important, I think, in this hobby in
Yep.
general. So if you buy a 3D printer or a resin printer, I think you have to put your mind to the fact that it has to be trial and error a bunch
Yes.
of times until you manage
Sure.
it.
For sure. I think it took me about, let's say, a month of experimentation. And it's not like I was spending all my free time with the printer. No. It was just on and off. But it took me about a month with the printer to get the process to a stage where I now can I just put it on. It takes me 2-3 minutes to put it on. Say a month of, and then it takes me between, I don't know, 5 and 15 minutes to clean it up after the print. So it's really now like plug and play for me, pretty much. So it was really worth the time, and I really took my time because I spent some time watching YouTube videos of some guys, and then when I was experimenting, I was also contacting the community. So these guys would help me with my issues, and then it just clicked at some point. Yeah, it just now it takes me, like I said, just a couple of minutes to put it on, and maybe 15 minutes to clean it up afterwards. There is some still how to put it. There's still some effort connected to the fact that you have to build the files before you can print. You don't print the model directly on the printer. You have to build up the support structure for it. But I had to learn the software, but now it also takes me maybe 15 minutes to get a complex model supported. So yeah.
After you showed me and Theo the models you've done, I immediately the week after hooked up with one of the guys in the club that also prints in resin.
Mhm.
Normally does it for the Age of Sigmar guys, but he
Right.
said he could easily as well do it for me, and
Mhm.
then I'll obviously gonna pay him some bucks to
Mhm.
print it for me.
Mhm.
But again, he is very skilled at it. I saw some of the casts done in Age of Sigmar in 28 millimeter. So
Mhm.
he was like, I've been printing for 4 years, so just let me know and I'll make it for you.
Okay.
So this is the future, I think.
This is
As
the
a,
future.
yeah, like if you want to do a nice supplement to your army, printing
Mhm.
is definitely good.
Yeah. The only issue I can see is with bigger prints. If you want to print scenery like houses and stuff, the current printers are not up to the task yet because they have a really small printing area. Normally, I mean the affordable home cheap printers, but there's a change coming. I think it's end of this month or the beginning of next month. Two companies actually announced that they will go. They are going to release a new line of printers, which will have the, let's say, double each of each dimension of printing. So instead of, I think, 6 centimeters of width, you will get 12, and then I think instead of 11, you will get 19. It just allows you to print really scenery now, and all you
Nice.
have to do is one month. The cost of resin is really peanuts, and what is more, it's going to be a quicker process because the printers that we have now, they use the like a phone LCD right on top of it to filter through the light that then cures the resin. And now they have come up with a dedicated screen, a monochromatic one, which lets through more light, like 2 or 3 times more. So it means, let's say, 2 times the cut down. They cut down the printing time by 2 times, and also you get better results with it. It's even more accurate than the one I have. So I'm definitely gonna sell my my current printer at some point and purchase that one because it's worth a lot of money.
What's the expected price of the new printers?
The new printer should be, I think, £400 or $500.
Well,
So
that's not
it's still
that
cheap.
cheap. Yeah, but not that cheap as the 200 euro one.
No,
But
it's
still, it's decent.
yeah, for sure. If you want to print high quality terrain, it's still going to cost you around 400 or 500 easily to purchase it from a vendor. So it kind of pays it off anyway, and then you're left with a printer on which you can print whatever you want. Yeah,
I
Exactly.
think the thing is, you all know the foreground houses you can buy, the
Yeah,
ones in
I, ju-
MDF.
I just wanted to say that I just spent about 120 pounds on 7 houses from foreground.
Yeah,
So
but the thing is,
how much?
foreground.
120 pounds.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the thing is, with the MDF, I think they look aesthetically nice. But what I found is that when you play a lot with them, they are a bit more fragile than the regular houses from Battlefront. You know, the more solid ones. I think it's also cast in resin or something, and they can actually, you know, do the take the string from being used each week or a tournament or something. And in regards to MDF, a good friend of mine who's also into terrain building. At one point, I had this market garden tournament back in the old days when we had, you know, the market garden book versus bridge by bridge. This is my favorite campaign through World War II. So each year I used to host a tournament in September around the 17th where it started. So he made a bridge to me, created a bridge for me of the Arnhem Bridge in MDF. But he had something, I don't know if it's called the same thing in English, but it's like a CNC machine, you know, where they can laser cut stuff, and he can use a 3D program just like in 3D printing. And he made a really nice bridge for me. But again, if you don't know somebody like that, it's nice to have your own printer so you can make it yourself. I don't know if it's possible to cast an entire bridge in 1:100 scale in resin yet. But
if you go for 20 centimeters, that's about 8 inches in length. That's pretty decent, I think. I mean, now with 11 centimeters or what you said, that's pretty short. I mean, that's a tiger 2-dimension, basically.
Yeah, but the thing is, you can, when you print, you don't have to use the dimensions you think about. You can angle it on the build plate so that it sticks up. So you can use the 25 centimeters of the Z height of the Z axis. So you can print it vertically, and then you get 25, or 30. I can't remember. But yeah, it's a lot more. It just depends on the file really, or on the model. You can cut it in pieces and then glue it together, or you can make with these programs that you have, like free software, Tinkercad I think it's called. You can even make magnet holes. You can cut it in pieces, make magnet holes, and make it stick with magnets. So you can do all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, I think this is the next step, and I will ask you, Mikhail, if you're kind to show us some of your creations, and so that people can see where the resin printers are at the moment, and what kind of quality we can get out of them. But not before, let's say, I know a lot of you guys have been complaining on Facebook and all over the internet, and I myself have been struck by the, let's say, poorly casted infantry models from with the new plastic from Battlefront, which is absolutely horrific. It has a ton of flash, let's say, and sometimes it's not just the flash; it's also the model is not aligned, let's say. So there's the two. It's made of two halves, let's say, and one half it's a little bit offset like this, and then and then that's not only flash. It's also a problem of the I
There
don't
was a
know.
switch in the mold, yeah. There was
Yeah,
a
there was something
offset.
in the mold that didn't went well. I don't really understand why Battlefront is going through that that issue at the moment. I know they only have this with the infantry, this kind of problem. So I assume it's something to do with the fact that the infantry models, the little soldiers, are very small. So probably the mold, it's very sensitive, and it requires a higher attention compared to the hard plastic they used to have before. And I know a lot of my friends and a lot of you guys are still preferring, for example, the old metal toy soldiers, let's say, the old metal infantry, because they look kind of coolish, let's say, or they have something particular that makes them look good on the stand, you know.
The
Um,
problem for me too is the helmets, the way they're cast now, especially the German helmets. They are too tall. It's like their heads are squeezed together in new builds
in
or
the
in the
new
new
builds,
cast. Yeah.
exactly. I mean, for me, for example, the other infantry um, manufacturer I used to use was a Plastic Soldier. But those guys are really thin and slim, and they are really slick. And I myself, I'm a big boy, so basically, I like chubby models. So this is why I went for Battlefront models, and I prefer them to Plastic Soldier companies models and stuff like that. But Mikhail, can you show us some of your creations?
Do you have the pictures that I've sent to you, or should I look for the pictures that I have?
It would be absolutely great if you can show us, because I'm currently not at the office, as you can see.
Okay.
So basically, all the things I have are back there, and I cannot get to them right now. I mean, I could
Okay.
try, but it will take me a lot of time. So you're going to be full screened in like a minute,
Yeah, I
and
need 2 seconds to show the Wacko glider that I printed. Should I share the screen, or will you?
yes, just share the screen and see how it goes.
Okay, there we go. Screen sharing. I don't know if you can see it.
Not yet, but hopefully soon. We just have to wait a little bit until the internet comes from Poland to Romania.
Yeah. Okay. Let me know when you can see it.
Can you see it on your screen?
Yeah, I can see it. And it has this red border which says, I think you're sharing this one.
But it's not getting to us.
Okay, I can send you the picture then.
Yeah.
Maybe that would be faster. I'm just going to copy the graphics.
And send it by WhatsApp, please.
Okay, so I have to go on my phone then, because I don't have WhatsApp on my PC. But that's not going to take a lot of time. Let me see.
Maybe try one more time sharing the screen.
It's on your WhatsApp anyway, the Wacko glider. I'm just gonna just check it right now, and I'm gonna look for some other stuff that I printed in a Jiffy, whatever you call it.
Yeah, we have it right here.
There we go.
Then we're gonna go here, and we're gonna do this. So
let me see.
Meanwhile, we fiddle with this. You guys in the chat, what are your thoughts towards 3D printing? And have you bought any models that are 3D printed or printed with a resin printer?
We have it now on the screen, Mikhail.
Right. So this is the Wacko glider. I cannot see it. I would have to launch the YouTube video, right? But that's the Wacko glider that I printed in parts. So it's fairly big. It's in the 100 1 to 100 scale. So it's fairly big. I think it's like, let me think. I've got a scale here. Maybe between the wingspan is like 30, at least 30 centimeters. So it's fairly big. Yeah. I printed in 1 to 100 scale, so it really fits the modeling scale that we have for Flames of War. And now I'm going to try and get you the pictures of the infantry that I printed. Just need a few seconds to do that. Okay, tanks. I don't know if it's going to be enough quality. Send it to you. And again, infantry. And to me, to be honest, yeah, these are perfect quality. It's maybe not visible in the pictures that much, but they are like Battlefront plastics pretty much.
All right. So
yes.
I have two pictures from you.
Mm-hmm.
I have two pictures from you right now.
Sure.
You've sent me. That's pretty good. Now, so these are the tanks you guys are seeing right now. Let's see if they fit. Yeah, they look really nice on the stream, I think. What do you guys think about this? Can this be used on a tournament level gameplay, game wise? What do you guys think in the chat? I'm just curious to see if you guys like what Mikhail is coming up with and how it looks. From my point of view, they are absolutely gorgeous, and they can be used as tournament models. I mean, right? Maybe they're not quite at the level of Battlefront. I mean, this is what I'm seeing in the picture right now. But if I will look at them in reality, maybe I will change my mind. But still, they are very, very nice done. Soren is saying that he's used 3D printing at the club and made enough terrain for 3 or 4 tables. All right.
Theo, I'll just go grab my 3D printed horse glider. Just a sec. I'm just going to mute my mic, and you and Michael continue talking.
Yeah. No problem.
Mm-hmm. Did you also show the infantry, Theo?
Now we're going to the infantry, because I think the infantry is actually where, I mean, okay, tanks, that's okay. Nothing really spectacular there. I mean, everybody knows how a B2 char looks like, or how a T-34 looks like. But check out this, guys. I mean, this is absolutely nuts. Tell us, Michael, how did you manage to put this infantry on stands? They are already printed on the stands, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, correct. So all I had to do is go to a free software which is called Meshmixer. I purchased the infantry models. The infantry models I purchased from a Kickstarter, which was called March to Hell.
Right.
And then I pretty much created the basis myself, just mixing all the meshes that I could find. Yeah, I found this, for instance, this brick corner is one item. Then there's little wooden fence is another one. There's some bottles there lying around. That's another part. Then on the other base, there's this lamp. The cobblestone road, I think it's another one, and there's this post that you post the advertisements on. It's again another one, and then the fountain on the last one, and the cobblestone road is again 2 separate meshes. And then I just mixed them together, and they created a separate. They created just unique models.
They look absolutely great. I mean, I just zoomed on them right now, and you can see the level of details you're getting from this. I mean, when Michael showed me this the first time, I was like, all right, you have an order for my next army. please. And then he, like, very politely, in a Polish way, he said, yeah, I will teach you how to print your own models. Totally agree with you, totally understand that. But this, I mean, guys, Mikhail, you didn't steal any of the models. You paid for them, you said. So
Yeah.
basically, this is 100% legal and 100% veritable 3D printing, and we're not reproducing anything. We're not doing any infringement to copyrights and stuff like that. We're
No.
just using models we have. I mean, you're using models you have available on the 3D space, let's say, the 3D
Yeah.
virtual space we have on the internet right now. Yeah, Andre, I told you. I mean, look at this. I mean, the level of detailing you can get from this, it's absolutely astonishing.
Mhm.
The only thing, I don't know if it's supposed to be like this, but the guns look a little bit funny. I don't know if you made them to look funny or not, but otherwise the guys look really, really nice. I can see some noses, I can see some cheekbones, I can see some mouths,
Yeah.
as a
They
level
even
of
have glasses on them. Some guys, yeah, and you
right.
can really see them. And this is not even the highest quality you can get from this printer. I was doing, let's say, a semi-fast print,
Hmm, hmm.
so you can even make it more crispy and more clean.
Exactly. So basically, what will happen for the next ATC and for the next tournaments where we're going to have best painted stuff? People should really be looking at the best painted, because usually until now people were also influenced by the way they looked, the way they were presented. For example, the astonishing presentation they had with Team Austria, I think it was the guys who won the last best painted.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
Yeah,
could be.
with loot, with that diagram, with everybody in a on their own table. They were all put it very nicely. Uh, I don't know if they used 3D printers for that. Maybe Loot could have told us yes or no. But
Hmm.
I mean, using this kind of level in the terrain will surely steal people eyes, and it'll be very difficult. And then I'm just thinking, Battlefield, what are you doing, my friend? I mean, you could
Battlefronters.
Battlefront, yeah, not Battlefield, yeah, Battlefront. What are you doing? Because uh, we're able to do this ourselves, and
Hmm.
so basically, at the point, I don't see them as a you know selling models company. Maybe I will probably, if I would be the manager of Battlefront, for example, I will think about, all right, we have 3D printers right now. We're in a deep mess with models we can make. What
Hmm.
can we do? And I think the answer to that question is stop creating rules and books to sell models, and start creating rules and books for people to enjoy the gameplay, and maybe get involved in tournaments, get involved in communities, get people to interact more, get people to come to your events, organize these kind of things that actually sell the game, say sell the hobby, not sell the models, because we're gonna have models like this pretty soon, and probably in like top-notch quality. You've sent me another picture,
Hmm.
which actually is very, very funny.
It's
Uh,
scattered terrain.
it's scattered terrain, and it's a dingo also. You
Yeah.
see, for this dingo, I had to buy, so for one dingo, I had to buy an entire box of dingo cars and stuff,
Yeah.
because I needed
It's
one
a it's a Daimler.
Daimler. I needed a Daimler as a command for my formation, and I'm telling you, I mean, all right, I just had the dingo boxes, the Daimler boxes from the ETC, because we won there the second place, and we got them. But I don't know, paying 20 euros or something like that or 18.
For, for one
But I
armor
would
class.
I would
Yeah.
say I would say in regards to the quality of the miniature, I think the vehicles have improved from Battlefront a whole lot, whereas the minifigs are really poor quality at the moment. It's like people are dealing,
You know,
old Flames of War models in metal online, and whenever they see, oh, do you have the Autokaios Yak Panther? Oh my God, with crew and everything, I'll buy
exactly.
it, and the prices increase because of the fact that many of the new minifigures are so poorly cast.
Mhm.
You know, uh, you could actually say that Battlefront doesn't care about infantry in the game and doesn't care about infantry in modeling either. It's something weird.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, amen to that. Yeah. I mean, I had the same. Just coming back to your notion that maybe at some point we will not use that. They will not make as much money on the models. That's kind of true. And for me, the direction they should take is to monetize the rules, improve them, and then sell on the forces the rules for the models, and also maybe supply as an extra, like a free gift, an STL, a file to print the model from. I mean, what stops them to charge I don't know, $10 for instance for to get the rules for the models, and also you get the 3D printing model itself, yeah. So that would make pretty much sense to me. I'm not sure how widely accepted is this 3D printing still.
Mhm.
I mean, I can see in my area, in or where I reach with my, let's say, with my interest, with my energy, it's growing for sure. I don't know how wide is this. I would say maybe 1 out of 10 guys has a 3D printer. But there were cases where I talked to the guys, I showed them the pictures, and they said, "Okay, I need to get a printer." And then the next day they contact me and said, "Okay, it's coming, and you have to teach me."
Yeah, I mean, you had the same reaction from me
Mm.
last time we talked about this. I mean, um, you even have bells on cows' necks, right?
Say again?
You have bells on these cows' necks.
Yeah, bells, and then there's a crow actually feasting on the carcass of this
Cow.
cow. Yeah, I wanted to make a scene like in Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, where they go through this field up
Yeah,
to the hill to eliminate some kind of an MG nest.
yeah. I remember that one. I remember gruesome, gruesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm speechless. I mean, guys, I think this is a turning point in modeling. Let's say because all right, I paid 120 pounds for 7 houses just to be able to have my own table at home looking good, and I'm 100% honest. I've been influenced by Rob from Valley Gaming, with whom I've played some these online games you've all been seeing. He has an absolutely great table at home. It looks absolutely great, and it makes me uh, great pleasure to play with him. And I think being there in reality and seeing the table as it is, it's even better than what I can see from his phone's camera. But
Hmm.
the idea is that having a great table and a great looking table, it's the top notch in this modeling, let's say, hobby. Uh, Other than this, if you're getting to the playing the game, as you said, and as I also mentioned, Battlefront should probably look more into providing us with the rules, being more interactive with the community, and seeing how it goes from there. Because I don't understand, for example, why they don't 3D print themselves and why they have to build this large factory in Malaysia and uh, do some insertion casting and this kind of processes that, all right, they are good. and they can be used for large volumes of models creation and this kind of things. But I think we're getting to that point where hobbies and people that have this hobby will probably look more into getting their own 3D printer and trying to create their own armies, and trying to give them this look of because this is what we're actually doing when we're painting our models. We're always trying to make them look unique, right?
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
Christian, for example, and you and Lud, you know what I'm talking about. For me, okay,
Yeah.
I just use the spray can on them, and maybe I use a shade and I put some stickers on, and they're good to go for me. But even then, if for example, I don't know if you guys remember my Captain America from the last ATC. So I just went to the effort of creating Captain America, with a shield and everything, just to have something unique in my army, you know. And now with a 3D printer, you can actually make this wonderful bases, and maybe put the cast Captain America in person in the middle of your base.
Exactly. For sure, if you find the model for it, yeah, you can shrink it to the point where it fits your army. And as well, I think I've seen Mark from Breakthrough Assault. I actually challenged him a little bit to get a printer. He
Yeah.
got one, and I don't know if you've seen Fury of
Yes.
his.
Yeah.
It was actually 3D printed, and he created the model. I think I don't know if he created the model, but this was a 3D printed model, and it had that unique look that I was always after. Yeah, it's for me the cost effectiveness of this is one thing, but the ability to create your own unique army is really the selling point.
But it's the same thing I did with the Achilles. I don't know if you saw the pictures from last time,
Hmm.
but I finished my Achilles, and they're actually a combination of Battlefront and Forged in Battle, along with a lot
Hmm.
of other bits and stuff I made myself out of billy pot to give that unique flavor. Because otherwise it'll just be another British army like all the rest.
Hmm.
And
And and the thing about the 3D printing, I talked to a guy who actually owns a filament 3D printer. So this, let's say, plastic, the one with the staircase effect. And what he said about the 3D printing process is really interesting. That it's really a very, how do you call it? It's a very um, enjoyable process to be able to create your own stuff, like um, to really be on this creative side. You don't purchase it. It's a different feeling from when you purchase this, and it really rewards you. Oh, that's the word I was looking for. It's really rewarding to create this stuff.
Yeah. Soren, it's kind of contradicting us, let's say.
Hmm.
He says that but he's not contradicting us. He's just saying that he's always going to look at different manufacturers to find parts and things to put on his bases and make them look unique. But
Hmm.
this is maybe because Soren, you don't have to be upset or offended by it. Maybe it's just that you enjoy more the physical thing than probably for me. For example, I like IT. I like to work with my computer, and I like to create crazy things. Now that I have a 3D printing stuff with resin that can get you very good quality out of it, I am sure I'm gonna spend a lot of hours
you bought one
designing.
already, Chivo, or what?
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the new models to come out. I was about to buy one, but with the info Michael gave me now, yeah, I'm gonna wait for a 3D printer to come out and have a bigger printing bed, because I really need that for the terrain that I want to make. This is something actually that
Hmm.
I'm gonna work on, because, for example, I want to create a Romanian village. Yeah, so with Romanian houses, Romanian architecture, and these kind of things. In Soren, you will not get that in any model manufacturer. Let's say. I mean, it's something exclusive and it's something zonal. And for me, as informatic geeks, let's say, um, I like to work with the computer and I like to create these kind of things. And
Yeah, but then we come back to the thing I always say is that despite which game you play, you always meet different characters in the hobby. The ones that just want to win at all costs, that are very competitive, and they could just use everyday stuff as tokens to play because it's the gameplay they like. Then there's the fluff guy that really goes into all the historical stuff, or where it's be like sci-fi if it's true to the lore. And then there's the guy that don't want to paint his miniatures because you don't have the skill or the time. And
exactly.
then there's the guy that just is casual, want to play, and is a bit average in every regard. And you can never satisfy everybody in a hobby, especially not at a tournament and stuff. So there's always different points of view to different subjects.
Different abordation. I mean, different way to look at things. Christian, you've sent me some pictures with some terrain. You want to
Yeah,
talk about? Is it the bridge you want to show
yeah,
us?
yeah.
Or
The bridge is the one I was talking about, and then it's my bridge, and then the other one is Helge, our captain. He made Stalingrad and the tractor factory.
all right.
Nice.
So this here is the picture of my bridge
Yes.
that a friend made for me, and we looked at pictures from the Arnhem area, and the house is actually next to the bridge in real life.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
this is scaled to fit, and then obviously the river is quite wide.
Hmm.
In gaming regards, when we've been playing this table, I've said that it's just terrain, the river, so you can cross it
Oh.
with vehicles and tanks. But sometimes when we play, but back in the old days when we played version 3, there were rules for crossing rivers for infantry, and the rules applied there. The engineers had a 3+ save in the river, and infantry had 5+, and then you could only go across the bridge. But in regards to version 4, when we play on this table, it's just terrain that you can cross. Otherwise, it would be unplayable.
I think there's good news for you, Christian. Have a look into Bagration. I think it has some kind of river crossing rules.
Okay, that
But
sounds nice.
are we going to see them materialize in put in a new rule book or a lessons from the front or something like that, or you just have to buy the book to get the rule?
You mean the river crossing rules?
Yeah.
I think it's only in the book, to be honest.
All right. Yeah.
Then the other picture is that's just a picture of the tank factory, and Helge, he built it from scratch.
The entire factory, really?
Yeah, and then
It's absolutely magnificent. I mean, there's also that factory in the back.
yeah, this is that's actually his model of the Reichstag, but it
Yeah.
could as well be a government building. But the cool thing is the way we ruled the tank factory for it to be playable. He's written his own rules for that table, so you cannot see into the building, but when you're inside the building, you can see all over the place, and then there's just some obstacles there, giving short terrain cover,
Mm-hmm.
and it actually makes it playable. And then there's a river in the middle with 2 crossings, and it's really nice table he has.
Nice, really nice. Yeah, Helge is full of surprises and has a lot of recipes to share with us, I could say. And thank you for sharing it with us. Soren is saying that the river crossing and bridges will be in the River Assault terrain pack.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so let's see. Let's give it a look on that pack. So the ruins. I was just about to buy the ruins from Battlefront, but I don't know what stopped me, because usually I go for shiny things. And where is it? Trying to find the. Oh, guys! By the way, why did they put KVs? Why they released a new set of KVs? Just wondering. Do we have KVs in the new migration book?
Yeah, I mean KVs? No, I think it's only for the flame tanks.
So it's only for the. I mean, right? This models right here. KV tanks, late war.
Yeah, I think it's only for the flame tanks because
Or
you had them in Fortress Europe Soviet,
yeah,
and now you have you have only the KV8 in migration.
exactly. This is what I was thinking. I mean, where did these guys came with the idea of having this thing? Uh, where can I see something very very nice? Where is this pack? Can I find it on the website? Race for Minsk Ace campaign pack. Okay, Bagration River Assault terrain pack.
Mm-hmm. That's the one.
So river mat, 5 cardboard punch out sheets, 4. So all right.
I think it's pretty usable also with whatever you can make of market garden terrain. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it'd be
think it
cool.
would be the same.
All right.
Especially also, I don't know if you might bring the bridge card for the Armies, so you can just deploy a bridge across the river. I don't know if it's as wide as a command card. I think it is, but
Um,
it could work.
it looks like a wide river.
Yeah, 12 by 48. That's a wide river. You cannot cross it even with one move of the infantry, right? With one tactical.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it has to be
I think
heavy.
I can add this to my cart and see how it goes from there. You see what you make me do. We have to think of something for the giveaway. 100 subs. It's absolutely nuts. I never thought about getting to 100 subs. Uh, it's actually very very nice of you guys to do that, and I'm really looking forward for our 150 mark. Let's say.
Yeah.
Um,
So
what
I think
is
we should make a brainstorm for next time, and then the giveaway will be next time because it caught you a bit on the wrong leg.
Yeah, no. I will create this, giveaway um, clips,
Off card, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. And see whoever comments on that and shares the link and everything of our channel, he will probably get. I'm just thinking of something crazy to give away. But we'll have to talk in private because I have an idea, a great idea, but we have to talk about it. It involves some 3D printing.
I knew that. I knew that would come up.
Yeah. We're just gonna have to think about a crazy idea and crazy things to do. Another thing I want to discuss with you two guys, actually, it's something I've been discussing for like 2 days with Soren right now on Facebook, and we've been going up and down with this ruling of breaking through enemy lines in assaults.
Mm-hmm.
And we will have to see um we'll have to see how we can talk through and get to the point where, I mean, I tried to explain to Soren that from my point of view, uh, breaking off and consolidating are not the same move. And breaking out, it's actually a movement where it says that you have to move away from the assaulting team, and it doesn't give you any other restrictions. And I combined that with the fact that assault phase, which breaking out is part of, is the only phase where you can get into 2 inches of your enemy, let's say, and you can get into the contact with that enemy. And my idea is that consolidation, it's saying there that you cannot get into 2 inches of non-assaulting teams, let's say. And I'm saying, okay, so in breakout, you can actually break out through enemy teams. And it's also explained in lessons from the front, I think, something like this. And what do you guys think? Do you get what I'm saying, or I'm just too blurry?
I think we need some kind of or the viewers would need some kind of background, because I don't know if everybody watched your let's say discussion with Soren.
Yeah.
But just to be on the safe side now, yeah. I mean, I don't really like discussing interpretations of rules, because all you get is from me or from Christian or from whoever you ask is just their opinion, nothing else.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a rule. If we say A or B, it's not a rule. The rule is written by Battlefront, and they have to explain how to apply it.
And now,
you know,
and now, Mikhail, you just proven that we as a community have the same idea. Get us a lessons from the front ASP, because people are getting crazy around here, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
The thing is, as a TO, I often come in this, troublesome areas of the game where some guys have been playing with their best buddy in the basement, and they have interpreted a rule in a certain way, or at some other club, they, for convenience sake, they ruled it this way. And then when they come to the event and they play, there might be a rule argument, and it could be an important one, whereas you're going to win or lose. For instance, this last time we were at the tournament, I had this awkward situation where I assaulted some half tracks with my infantry that were bailed out, but there was still a guy within 10 centimeters in another vehicle, but he couldn't reach me due to the placement of other vehicles,
Yeah.
And he couldn't fit. So it was like, okay, how do we rule this? I have to roll a counterattack and try and hit your vehicles, and you have to roll a counterattack to try and hit your vehicles. And then when I eventually destroyed one of the half tracks, there was room for it, to fit.
To get into contact, yeah.
Yeah. But sometimes there are these situations where you have to try and interpret the rules how you would interpret them. Like these vehicles, none of them can fight. The infantry is bailed out inside, they cannot fight inside. And then there's another vehicle still within 10 centimeters, but he cannot contact my infantry. So how do we rule this?
And you cannot move your infantry because they are already in contact.
Yeah. So sometimes, so it ended with me just, him and me just rolling for counterattack like 7 times in a row until he lost.
So everybody was fearless there, or what?
Yeah. It was my Paris, with my commander nearby, and the same with his German SS. So sometimes you just, they cannot make a chaos rule. Like in every scenario, you cannot have the correct rule, because sometimes, shit will happen. Back in the day, Phil have ruled now that you cannot park on top of wrecks.
Yeah.
But how would you interpret it before? Because I remember last year at DTC, where I think I saw a bunch of times people, just stacking vehicles on top of each other, because then one tank would park on a wreck, then it would die, and then another tank, and then you can have like 3 tanks tall wrecks.
Well, actually, this is how
like a cartoon.
This is how I'm playing them, I mean, I'm playing them stacking wrecks on top of wrecks on top of wrecks. This is how it goes. This is how the rule is right now. We like it.
But Phil, he wrote something on Facebook. I think I've saved it. comment that
I
you can.
think now it's in the lessons from the front.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Park models on top of other models. Yes.
But they're not models; they're wrecks.
It's yeah, that's the point. Yeah, it's again ambiguous. What do you call a model? Can you not place a house over, let's say, a piece of other terrain, or can you not put a forest on a hill? Is that what the rule means? Yeah, it's.
But it's the same again. Let's say you put a minefield in a forest, and you drive your vehicle into that forest. You have a cross check.
Yeah, and a skill
First in
check.
the forest, and then in the minefield.
Exactly. Yeah, that's how it goes, and yeah, we just have to see how it goes from there. Christian, we have been rattling a lot. Sauron, it's actually he just gave me he just told the idea already on the chat of the giveaway thing, but we're gonna look more into that. And now, Christian, it's anecdote time.
Yeah. Just a second. I just need to grab something.
All right. Are you going to get dressed into something fancy?
I'm not sure whether we want to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
In his nurse's uniform.
So, first of all, I want to show a book I'm reading at the moment, and it's called Anthony Beaver, just Arnhem. Yeah. The Battle of the Bridges. And it's such a good book. There's been written a lot of books on this subject. Also, it only, I think it's when it snows in September, I think it's from the German perspective. But it's really nice. But what I want to talk about today is something that I read in the book about the Market Garden campaign. And I don't know if people have seen the movie called A Bridge Too Far, but the guy playing General Horrocks in the movie is actually a soldier that was in World War II himself as an intelligence officer, also briefing the staff about Market Garden. But in the particular battle around the Nijmegen bridges, because I've been very interested in the Battle of Arnhem, there was this fact that when they assaulted the bridges with the 101st Airborne, the guy in charge of 82nd Airborne, he was so afraid of some nearby hills that was laying in connection to a forest, and he was so scared of a counterattack from that particular forest. So instead of going straight for the bridges and using the element of surprise, they went to that hill near the forest south of the bridge. And by doing this, the Germans could fortify the bridge even further, and especially on the defensive side of the bridge, they could really dig in. So when 30 Corps arrived to the bridges, they were behind schedule already, and there weren't coming any attacks from that particular forest where all the Americans had fortified their position. So as you've seen in the movie, they charged across the bridge with a big smoke screen from the different Germans parked on the bridge. And if they hadn't, fortified that area and gone for the bridge, they might have captured the Arnhem bridges in time. And one thing that I found really interesting reading the book, and I've been reading it. I'm not done with it yet, I read so much about it is the fact that during the campaign that was cooked up in 7 days, there were so many indications that there were German armor in the vicinity, and it was not only old men and young kids defending it, but it was turned down by the chief of staff.
Intelligence. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because there was so much rivalry going on in the British and American chiefs of staff, and now Montgomery had finally gotten some support to lead his operation. Instead of having a broad front, they wanted to go through Holland, and by doing that, getting into the Ruhr area.
Mm-hmm.
But in Market Garden, the reason why I'm so interested in it is that when you think about it, it's cooked up in 7 days, and a lot of the units that were fighting under British command, especially the Americans, weren't very keen on the fact that the British were leading the operations. So you often heard a lot of troubles about the chain of command in the German army, but it was certainly also an issue in the Allied command. And especially during the campaign, I think one funny fact is that in that particular movie, where they have Anthony Hopkins playing Lieutenant Colonel John Frost, he was actually a technical advisor on the movie, and also Joe Vandeleur was also a technical advisor on the movie. The guy leading the Irish Guards up Highway Hill, Hell's Highway. During the filming in Arnhem, they couldn't actually use the bridge in Arnhem at that point because it hadn't been rebuilt yet. So the pictures from Arnhem is actually pictures of the bridge in Nijmegen. But Lieutenant Colonel John Frost, he was technical advisor for Anthony Hopkins, and at one point when they're really pinned down in Arnhem, there's this scene where Anthony Hopkins is running from house to house, trying to encourage his men and shouting and stuff. And during one of the takes, they were like, "Ready, action!" And he was running, with explosions and everything. And the real John Frost, walked in and said, "Cut, cut, 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 cut. It's completely wrong. It's not how I did it. A British officer has to show disregard for bullets. How should he otherwise be able to inspire his men? You walk in a fast pace to inspire your men. So do it again." and they tried it again, and Anthony Hopkins, he weren't able to do it because he just thought it, so stupid that why wouldn't you run instead of walking, But that's how the British officers usually did it, stiff upper lip and just, act cool and then scare the Germans.
Nice. So, I know what movie I'm going to watch tonight. I've seen it. I've seen it several times, but yeah, I can go through that movie one more time and see how it goes.
So, but this is just a recommendation towards this. Today, it wasn't so much about historical facts. I'm just saying that in the book, when I've been reading it, I've been thinking about what happened at the Nijmegen Bridge and how the outcome of it could have changed the rest of the campaign. And then also, I have the extended version of the Bridge Too Far movie, where there's a lot of extra material, with the real officers, talking about the campaign and everything. So nice. I would recommend buying that as well because it gives an insight in how they made the movie. So that's quite
nice. That's very good info, Christian. I told you it's something that I'm going to look at probably tonight if I'm not gonna drop dead of exhaustion. It's been a busy week until now for me and for everybody, I think. Guys, we're here at the end of our 26th episode. It's a historical moment for our show and for our channel to reach 100 subscribers. Thank you guys one more time. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed and you're watching us right now, and if you're going to watch us later, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can get notified when we go online, and you can find out a lot of crazy things about Flames of War and about what's going on around the world in this hobby. Guys, thank you one more time. Mikhail, thank you very much. And
No problem. It was
we
a
we,
pleasure.
ju- we just go for a short, meeting session to discuss your ideas about what we should give away for our 100 subscribe uh, event. All right,
Mm.
guys. Thank you, and see you guys next week. Bye bye.
Talk to you